Kanan, there was a wolf, and there's something more to it. What, I don't know.
I believe you. All paths are coming together now.
Well, what does that mean?
I don't know. We'll have to find out when we get there.
You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's a ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Hey everyone, and welcome to
Kessel Run Weekly.
My name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
And we have a special guest here with us today, all the way from the other side of the pond, Katie. Hey, so Katie, tell us a little bit about what you do online.
Well, outside of online, I look after children, but you don't really want to hear about that. I dressed up the stuff right up for work yesterday.
Oh, that's amazing.
Halloween. So
yes.
that was pretty cool. Just all the kids messing around with my lightsaber and stuff, so kept having to take it off of them. But online, I am a Twitch streamer, and Twitch is basically a place where you can watch people play video games pretty much. Badly, good. I consider myself, I don't play video games that well, but people, I have people that like to come and watch me and support me, which I greatly appreciate those people coming to support me. And I've recently got this thing called Twitch affiliate, which basically means I get paid like a small, like people can subscribe for like £5 a month, which is,
awesome.
I'm kind of surprised I've gotten that far because, as I said, I don't find myself to be, I might be being too modest, I don't know. But yeah, I'm a Twitch streamer, so basically play video games for people, and the video games I like to play is a lot of RPGs, so like Star Wars MMO. I'm going to obviously say that because it's Star Wars podcast.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah. But I also like to play other games like Mass Effect, Witcher, Elder Scrolls, and I also play things, like the online kind of multiplayer big games right now, like Overwatch. I want to play Battlefront 2 because that looks awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Not on console, but that's another story. It'll probably be on PC. But yeah, Twitch
that is
streamer.
awesome.
And it's,
that's really cool. And congratulations on affiliate, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely. And so, how did you get into Star Wars?
It's probably surprising because, like, well, I want to say kind of surprising, but like I got into Star Wars through the prequels. Like
okay,
I'm
cool.
a big prequel lover, which is
yes.
in a popular opinion. I know they're not great, but I love them. I love everything about them, even the politics, even the sand quotes, all that stuff that comes out of it. But so yeah, I love the prequels.
That's
and
cool.
Excuse me. I have an older brother who was watching. He kind of got into Star Wars through the original trilogy, then prequels. And he showed me the original trilogy. Like one day I came. This probably was when I was about, I want to say 9 or 10 years old when he kind of showed me the original trilogy for the first time. And I will say I wasn't really too invested in it because I'm like, where's all the cool lightsaber flips and all this stuff and all the like really show like flashy battles and all this stuff like that. And because that was one of the biggest things I love about Star Wars prequels anyway is the lightsaber battles. I love the lightsaber battles now in the original trilogy, but obviously when I was a kid I couldn't appreciate them as much as I can now.
Right.
And, it wasn't until The Force Awakens was kind of like announced that Star Wars, was coming back and was being reinvigorated and all that I kind of like immersed myself into everything, and I mean everything Star Wars, like going full on, like in every form of entertainment with Star Wars. So like the shows, which I've only recently caught up on because this season of Rebels is my first time watching it live as
cool.
episodes are aired. So that's a cool experience.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the books as well. I love reading all the books. I've done probably more reading like in the last few months than I ever have in my whole life.
Oh, Heather's right there with you.
But the Star Wars books are pretty good, and I'm trying to collect like series figures on my shelf here, like the pop figures and stuff. And at the weekends, I like going to like car boot sales, like junkyard sales, as you guys call them. And I try to find every kind of little Star Wars antique you could probably find. And so I enjoy doing that. But yeah,
that is cool. Well, that's awesome.
Pretty much, I love all Star Wars now.
Well, of course.
I have a Star Wars tattoo, by the way. I know people who can listen to this Can't see it.
Well, this will be on YouTube as well. So yeah,
That's good then.
yeah. So there you go. What tattoo do you have?
It is the. God, I keep forgetting now. It's really bad because it's on my skin, but it's the like Old Republic Jedi symbol.
Oh, cool. That's
and
awesome.
I want to get like the Old Republic kind of like Sith on this one as well, so that'd be cool. That's
Nice.
Tattoo idea.
That's awesome. Well, cool. So obviously you love Star Wars, and as far as prequels go, this is a safe space because we love the prequels too, in all their cheesy glory. So
yes.
So yeah, so no, definitely, and it's awesome to have you on the show. We had met you on Twitter, which has been really cool talking back and forth. You actually were the one that encouraged us to get on Stitcher, so that was cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the only thing my phone can really handle.
Well, yeah, so cool. So we invited you on today to actually talk Star Wars Rebels. We're going to be talking the 2 newest episodes, The Occupation and Flight of the Defender. So real quick, I do want to get kind of first impressions. Heather, you want to start off with first impressions of the episodes?
I thought that, like, we were able to go back to season 1 while still learning, you know, and having them at season 4. If that
Definitely
makes any sense.
Well, there was a lot of revisiting, I thought.
Yeah.
Really cool and something that we can get into. But yeah, what about you, Katie?
Excuse me.
Oh, you're okay.
I really enjoyed the first episode. A lot. I felt like it was a bit like there was a darker tone to it because heading back to Lothal and all, like it was definitely a different Lothal, and it was kind of weird to see it like that because every time we've seen it, it's kind of been like I know the Imperials have kind of always been there, but since the show's started, since we first saw it, but it's always still had like this kind of like bright look to it, kind of like I want to say perky, even though it sounds weird, perky kind of vibe to it, and like the characters, obviously, they've all been kind of, they get into like these situations which, sometimes, are serious, but then sometimes they're very lighthearted. But this episode was definitely, I felt like it had a really big, serious tone to it.
Definitely.
I completely agree with that. Yeah, I mean, and for me, I loved the second episode the most, Flight of the Defender. But I mean, as far as the occupation goes, I mean, even starting into that, it kind of gave me kind of like like, I don't know, maybe I'm saying this wrong too, but kind of like a 1984-ish kind of vibe. For those of you that know what that is just kind of the surveillance state of everything in Lothal. Like it literally everything that it's been building to at this place. This is what the Empire looks like unchecked, where they have completely taken over everything. I loved Ezra's little, hey, well, that's an old picture of me. Well, they don't even that doesn't look like me anymore, and stuff like that. Like, I love that they were still able to poke fun. I mean, obviously, being a children's show, if we're being honest, I love that they were still able to poke fun here and there, and it was still funny. I love getting to see a lot of characters, or some characters from season 1, and a lot of the recurring themes. I loved in Flight of the Defender that Star Wars is getting weird again. That is my favorite Star Wars. Like, I love the Mortis arc. I love, like, when Star Wars gets weird, it is at its best for me. So I'm definitely excited to dive into those with you guys. So we want to go ahead and start with The Occupation. So cool. So again, I mean, to me it felt like a little Empire Strikes Back-ish, kind of, with Ezra having his vision and everything. Heather, when we were talking, you actually pointed out something a little bit different about his visions.
Oh, yeah. So I thought that they were reminiscent of when Anakin was dreaming about Padme, kind of, So yeah, I can see Luke in there, but I can also see where Anakin also had an issue.
Well, definitely, and so with us trying to find out what's going to happen with Ezra, because I mean, obviously we don't know if he's alive in the original trilogy or even past Rogue One. I wonder if that's kind of, I don't know, I guess foreshadowing of his character, of maybe the way he's getting those visions, because Luke got it live while he was lifting rocks with his mind.
Right.
Anakin was the dream, like what she said, and so I'm wondering if maybe that's hinting towards a darker Ezra. I don't know. I don't know if like the Sith get the dreams differently. I don't know.
We'll seeing Lothal probably all like, I don't want to say in rubble or anything like that, but like it just parts destroyed, and you know the Imperials have had their way with it, and you know they've got their propaganda posters and recruitment thing like flyers everywhere, and like maybe that could have brought it on.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
and he's
coming
always,
up on
obviously he's always thinking about Lothal, because throughout this season so far, he's always going up to Mon Mothma and going, "Hey, when we going back? When we going back? When we going back?"
Definitely. And I mean, I would imagine it would be pretty jarring seeing the sky lit up like that was. Like the visual for that was incredible. For one,
the visual when they first saw Lothal, that's actually one of my notes here. When they first saw it from like space, was like probably one of the best shots for me of that episode. And even though it was pretty, I want to say kind of sad just to see that Lothal's in that state at the moment, but it was definitely a beautiful shot.
Oh, absolutely, definitely.
All the fires just burning and stuff. Definitely.
Well, and it kind of reminded me of the way that, and I know it wasn't that intense, but in Rogue One, where we see Jeddah from space, that's what it kind of reminded me. Because so when I saw the trailer for these episodes, I was thinking, are we getting pre-Death Star? Like, what's happening here? Because I mean, it looks that intense. Because I mean, I can't imagine what that area's got to be on the ground for it to be lit up like that. It's just everything about Lothal is just sad. But I did like though where Mon Mothma finally sent him there, and Ezra took a stand and said, "Well, I'm not coming back. Like I'm going, and that's it." And so it could be the final place for his character, whether that means that he stays or that he doesn't survive. We don't know. But I love that Space Family is back together.
That's my thing. Is like at that moment is when Hera was like, "You're not going alone," you know.
Right.
And all this
have
time,
your Space Mom with you.
Yeah, we've been like worried about Hera, and she was back.
Yes, she's finally back, and I love that so much because she was so cold. And I know we've said it like 100 times, but she was so cold last season. Which I mean, she went through a lot of trauma. Well, I mean, I can give her that. But at the same time, it was just like, I mean, and Heather brought up this point a lot of times where it was, is she going to lose her family because of it? But now we get to see Space Family reunited. Yes. Hera seems to be back to her old self now that she has everyone together and everything. Even so much to where her and Kanan still can't get a break.
That's what I'm saying. You guys talking about family, like when that scene happened, and it was Zeb on the phone. I thought like that's just like it's almost like the annoying younger brother.
Mom,
I kind of sat there like, come on, just like one kiss. That's kind of what we want to see. That's what we want to see.
Well, and see, Dave Filoni knows that. That's what's going on here. He's like, and you're not going to get what you want. Sorry. Because
that was in the preview, wasn't it? That moment, and but I didn't like. I saw kind of like stills of like them nearly coming together and kissing, and but I didn't actually hear it like on the preview, so I didn't know it was Zeb. But I was like, I kind of knew something was going to come along and interrupt them because that's just the way it is. And I thought I so thought it was going to be Chopper. I so thought it was going to be Chopper that would do it.
Oh yeah, I mean that would make sense too. I love that Kanan was frustrated by it too. He was just kind of like, "Here we go again." It's like, yeah, I guess we do have to go. Kind of like, really? It's like not just at least a peck, something. Yeah. But I love that he played into that too. It was really cool. And I know we'll be skipping around probably quite a lot because I mean I'm all over the place like that. I think I drive Heather crazy with that. But I mean, so even talking about Space Family, going back on the Ghosts, talking about Rex. So Rex had a little sass to him. I liked it.
Yes. Poor Callus. I heard the I heard the tuba. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, yeah. I've commanded Star Destroyers. Well, I think you've answered your own question.
I feel like that's. I hope we get more scenes of them together because I like that. I just like that pairing so much. And Callus is actually one of my favorite characters.
Oh, really?
On the show.
Okay.
Because like when in the beginning he was like. the typical kind of bad guy. Like he'd turn up at the worst moment, and then the ghost crew would just beat him like straight away, and he would just have this scowling face all the time. but then when he was fulcrum and he actually started helping, and it's like that. And, he was almost like the inside man, and now he's actually defected, and he's now a rebel. I just love that whole character arc that he's had. It's probably, personally to me, like one of the best arcs of the show.
Okay. I like that. I mean, he has gone through a lot. Yeah.
Sorry, I want to see more of him and Rex together, definitely, because that pairing is really, really good. And Rex is definitely one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars and in Rebels. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. No, and I love that what they've done with Callus, because I mean, like you said, he went from annoying. Ghastly, kind of cannon fodder, basically, for the rebels, to somebody of importance, and to somebody right now trying to find their place in the rebellion. Because even though the Star Destroyer thing was really funny, like he was just like, I've chased this down so much, and now I'm finally in command of it. I'm sitting there going, really, guy?
It's just like he gets brought back down to earth.
Right. like he went Imperial Callus for a second, and it was like, oh nope. It's like, you're not there yet, man.
When you joined the Rebels, you went back down the bottom of the ladder.
Right. You get to swab the deck. You don't get to fly it. But yeah, no, I like that they're doing more with his character, though. I'm interested to see what capacity he really fully takes in the rebellion. Because obviously he is an inside man, and he knows a lot of what went on in the Imperials. That knowledge can only get you so far, though. And so now that he's, I guess, in a way, served his purpose, now what's his purpose? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, I mean, it seems like he is a man out of place. Like, he doesn't have a home, but he wants to make a home. Right. He's still an outsider. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see that, because I know Rex isn't exactly fond of him.
I would like to see, like, at least some part of an episode, like, almost like where Callus, like, he's with maybe a group of troopers who, maybe don't trust him still, right. Which is to be understandable. And, he does something that kind of, like, proves him wrong, that he's, like, he's all for the rebellion now.
Right.
I would kind of like to see that.
Oh, definitely. Are you on the hot Callus train?
I'm not in my head with it.
See, I told you it was a thing.
I had no idea.
I think you need a bigger beard like Rex. That would help me. That would be better.
There you go. So cool. So in talking about the occupation, so the first episode, I loved all the season 1 themes through it. How it was like not retelling season 1, but if you've been with the show from the beginning, it was stuff that you were like, they did that happened, they were there, and all this other kind of stuff. That was really exciting for me.
I thought so too. And Zeb was back on the ship, and he was cranky old Zeb again.
Yep.
His last one we saw, he was back in his element because he was, part of the rebellion and everything.
Right.
And now he's back in the ship, with his family, and he's like grumpy. Zeb.
Wearing stupid hats,
Yeah.
which was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And then Sabine, don't make me paint you again. But no, I love that. I mean, all the way down to the puffer pigs and everything. How he was just like, they told me I have to stay away from him because I have that face. But like, in even the mention of Vizago, I mean, we get Vizago back. But I loved how Ezra's like, oh, Vizago's legit now. He's got a legitimate business. Where'd you hear that from, Pondo?
Yeah.
It's like, really? So
legitimate now?
It was just funny. Yeah, right. So I loved all the callbacks to season 1, and then even revisiting Lothal. So he goes to Old Joe's, finds out that it's not Old Joe's anymore. Things have changed, which was really sad because Joe's been executed.
Yes.
Which is really messed up. Because that was like their safe haven. I think that was where a lot of times they were getting their rebel information, I believe. So, I mean, yeah, Old Joe is no longer there. Some hotshot baron has taken over the bar.
That's that baron guy. I swear it's the same. Is it the same person from from the first season, like in
I
Empire
think
Day?
it is. Yeah. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it is
He
because
was like the TIE.
yeah.
He was like the TIE pilot
Mhm.
guy that was just. It's almost just like showing off for show, like
Right.
for the occasion. You actually didn't get to see him do anything.
Right.
So it makes me. If it is the same person, which I'm pretty sure it is, because the voice actor I do know.
Mhm.
What's his name? I got it here. Greg Ellis is the voice actor. He actually
Mhm.
he's a voice in one of my favorite games, Dragon Age Inquisition. So I can just tell his voice from anywhere.
Oh,
And I'm like,
gotcha.
I can hear your voice again, so I know it's you. And but it makes me think
Yeah.
like, how if it is him, which I'm assuming I'm
I would
pretty,
imagine.
pretty sure it is.
Yeah. Well,
How-
with all the. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. How
You're
is
okay.
he gone from being like just like a show off TIE pilot who actually we didn't see do anything in the TIE fighter, like
Yeah.
almost to being like a leader of a section of Lothal.
Right. Well, and the impression that I got from him is kind of like he's the pretty face for the propaganda posters, is what I got. Because I mean, like you said, if he is that pilot, I'm pretty sure he is, because that'd be a cool callback to season 1 in addition to all the other ones. But if he is, that's the show pilot basically. That's the hot shot, the ones that everybody's supposed to swoon over and everything he's the one that does the commercials basically. But
he was in charge of Death Troopers, like he was commanding like Death Troopers about. So that's like I want to consider like a big deal.
You would think, yeah. So definitely. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like you said, I mean, I don't know that we've ever seen him actually do anything. For anybody watching or listening, if you can correct us, if you remember him anything, please let us know and everything. But yeah, I mean, I thought that it was interesting that literally everything, and then on top of that, the positive Imperial March playing in there,
made
my skin crawl.
I noted that down. It was almost like an Imperial March with a cantina vibe. It was kind of like, it was kind of weird. It was kind of like an upbeat kind of one. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you saw some like people dancing in the corner to it.
Right. It was just so strange because like for a second I didn't catch what it was, and I was like, hold on. So the Imperial March, I'm not a fan of that version at all. Like it's
almost like you're on hold.
Makes you feel gross.
That's like your little jingle.
Right. Yeah.
On old music.
It makes you feel kind of gross, to be honest. But yeah, and so but in that kind of like bar, I guess, cantina, whatever they call it in the Star Wars verse, this new Imperial cantina. We actually get to meet somebody from season 1 that we haven't seen for quite some time. Yeah. So Jai Kell, which for anybody who knows, I didn't find this out till today. Have you? I know, Heather, you said you've watched Hook. Katie, have you seen Hook? It's like
is that Robin Williams?
Yes.
I haven't. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
So Jai Kell, the voice actor, was also Rufio in Hook. I didn't know that. I kind of mildly fanboyed out, just saying. Thought that was pretty cool. So, fun fact of the day. But I like seeing Jai come back because at first I didn't recognize who he was. Because all of a sudden Ezra was like, "Oh, Jai Kell." I'm like, that name sounds really familiar. So I had to do a little season 1 research. But he's the one that was at the academy when Ezra was undercover and was in that crazy pit or whatever. That decided to stay behind to try to fight from the inside. So I thought that was a really cool callback, in addition to everything else, as well. What do you guys think?
I think it also it showed. I think it was to show kind of Ezra, and probably the audience as well, that Ezra still has obviously friends. He has contacts, like he obviously has some rebel contacts in Lothal, but he still has friends as well, which will always obviously have his back.
Oh yeah, well definitely, yeah. I mean, he got him out of a really, really sticky situation, or what could have been pretty bad. But yeah, so I thought that was really, really cool that we actually got to see that from season 1, and that Jai is still around, and now helping with the rebellion and everything. So it's cool to see that turnaround. But like, it gave me kind of like a "It's a Wonderful Life" kind of vibe of Ezra getting taken out of everything, and this is what happens. It's like, the world would be better without me, and then all of a sudden he comes back and everything's like awful. Like
should have stayed gone.
Right. Yeah. Like that's the whole vibe I got from it. But I mean, yeah, and then when going forward in the episode, I mean, we even go down to where we're back in the same tunnels that we escaped in from season 1 too. So all that kind of stuff with the Starbird, thank goodness they had a way out this time.
Yeah.
Rather than last time really having to shoot their way out that bad. But yeah, and so I mean, with the first episode, personally, I just felt like it was a lot of, hey, let's tie up some loose ends, because Filoni did say in an interview at one point where I know we've talked about it a bunch of times, where Rebels seems to have so many filler episodes, like episodes that just aren't tied into any main storyline. It was just kind of a filler episode. Well, Filoni recently said in an interview, it may not have been too recently, but it was in an interview where he was talking about how the ones that we thought were filler episodes, you'll know now that they all had a purpose, every single one of them. So I'm interested to see how that's going to come across, especially with AP5 floating in space with the little things around him singing. I want to know how that's going to tie into everything.
One of the episodes will just end on looking up at the sky, and you'll just see him flying by still singing.
I think that would be great, like a musical episode or something.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, I love the callbacks to it and everything, and love that we were in Rider. Heather, did you have anything you want to say about the episode?
I thought when Ezra was like, I never thought it'd be this bad. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know, when he, like you said, he left because he thought it would be better without him, and then.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm telling you, it's a Wonderful Life movie. If you've ever seen that, literally the guy's like, I wish I'd never been born, and then he comes back to like Potterville, where the guy's taking over everywhere. Like it's a movie that my family watches every single Christmas. But I mean, like I love it though, because literally that's what it felt like. He decided, okay, cool, Lothal will be fine, and he's gonna go off with Space Family and do his thing, and then he'll come back and save it one day. But when he left, everything fell apart. Yep. So even the people he entrusted to take care of it, Ryder, and his crew, they weren't able to do it without him, which shows the importance of him on his home planet. I wonder if Ezra could have prevented it, but I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a natural. I felt like it was a natural escalation.
Yeah, I don't think he could have prevented it, but. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so cool. So did anybody else have any thoughts on that first episode, the
Not
occupation?
The first one.
Okay. Oh, we got tons of thoughts for the next one.
I had something with, it is in the occupation. Yeah, I've got it in my notes here. We saw more Rogue One things, which was the hover tanks. There were hover tanks that were used in the Jeddah assault, which I thought was pretty cool, and obviously more Death Troopers, which is always really cool to see, because they sound awesome, they look awesome, and but yeah, I just like that they're adding in more kind of Rogue One elements, and you know, maybe, you know, things that maybe Rogue One fans would just point out, going, hey, I saw that, I know what that is.
Right.
I like those kind of Rogue One tie-ins, which makes me just kind of hope for a character tie from Rogue One, because I'm still hoping for Cassian and K2.
Oh, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. Like, even just K2, like, just to show up.
Just K2.
I mean, Alan Tudyk will come back. Like, I speak for him, but no. But I think that would be awesome. At least K2. That would be so cool. Maybe K2 before he's... Yes. Maybe before K2 is reprogrammed, even. That would be cool. Because we don't know how long they were together, really, I don't think. Or at least I don't. But yeah, Cassian and K2 would be a great character. Oh, man. See, now you got me excited.
Don't get too
That would be so
excited.
cool. I love K2SO. I love K2SO so much. But yeah, so cool. So yeah, no, I love all the Rogue One elements. It's been the theme through the whole thing, but it's because we're getting closer too, and that's what I love. We're getting so much closer now. Somebody pointed out, I saw online, where they noticed that Saw still has both of his legs, and he's not on that ventilator and all this other kind of stuff. And so I wonder if we'll find out what happened to him.
I was kind of hoping for that in the last week's episodes. I was kind of sitting there hoping, are we actually going to find out how he got all messed up and lost his legs and had the breathing apparatus? But we didn't. And then there were people saying, well, we don't really need to see that. But it's kind of, I kind of want to see.
Yeah. Well, apparently, originally it was supposed to be. It's a now deleted scene because they had written into the script that Saw encountered Vader in Rogue One. And obviously that didn't make it into the movie, but like that was how he got that ventilator and he lost a leg, was because somehow he narrowly escaped from Vader, which is pretty intense.
That would have been cool.
But see, in that sense, if it was a hey, he escaped from Vader, I feel like he would have caught his white whale, basically. He would have found out all of the secrets and all of the things and the lies and deception and all that stuff. And so, I mean, I don't know. It kind of would have been too much of an escalation for his character arc if that ended up being it. But I think it'd be cool to see something like that. I mean, obviously, I don't imagine we're going to get too much graphicness on a children's cartoon, but I think right. I mean, they have cut down on the decapitations since Clone Wars, so there is that.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be cool to see Saul's progression there. But yeah, no, I love seeing the hover tanks because it's just really cool callback stuff. Like literally this whole episode, the occupation, like I felt like it was a lot of callbacks. It was kind of a state of the union for Lothal. Okay, how far has it gone, and what's happening, and what are we up against? Because with Ezra saying, "Hey, I'm not leaving Lothal," I'm pretty sure that the rest of these episodes have to take place there. Because I mean, unless he dies or something like that, there's no way that we're getting off of Lothal at this point. Because he's made it very clear that he's not leaving. So we have found our final resting place. And then on top of that, we have scenes that we saw in the initial trailer, like Lothal on fire and all that other kinds of things falling from the sky that we haven't seen yet. So I think we got a lot more to go in Lothal. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended the season that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like Lothal will be like the boss battle stage.
Right, yeah.
I feel like it'll be like the, I think it'll be where
their final stand.
the final stand takes place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. So Heather, did you have anything else on this episode?
On this one, no.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll start with Flight of the Defender. All right, so this one was my favorite out of the two. I just want to say, because I absolutely freaked out. I felt like through the whole thing. But I just want to start from the top of it. So Tweedledee and Tweedledum are resident stormtroopers.
The list just keeps on growing of things that stormtrooper armor is not equipped to handle. Cats are now on the list.
That was like what I know we're starting off here, but it's like because Filoni voiced one of those troopers as well.
Did he really?
It was Steve Bloom who voices
Mm-hmm.
Zeb, who voices a lot of troopers throughout the show.
Yeah.
If you listen carefully, and I think the other one was Dave Filoni, which
That's
makes
amazing.
it even funnier. But it was just how they were like, "Hey, face the cats," and then it kind of we were with Ezra and Sabine for a while, but then it came back to them, and they were still chasing them over the hills. I'm like, and I was watching with some friends at the time, and they were like, "Why are they even chasing them that far?"
Well, it shocks me how stupid they make the Imperials, but
bumbling.
it's like
Uh,
it's a joke. It's
Yeah.
a Star Wars joke.
That's true. I mean, if it was like a live action thing, like I could be like, okay, well, that's a little bit too much. But I mean, again, it's a children's show,
It's a
so I mean,
children's show, yeah.
you've got to have that comedic relief. I just found it funny that
Yeah.
the
Cats are dangerous.
yeah, the Loth Cats, the Loth Cats were able to outdo two stormtroopers, mind you, assigned to a top secret aerial weapon that nobody knows about, that they're still testing, assigned to guard this one thing, and the Loth Cats are the priority. Chasing them through the plains is the priority, and I was just like, okay. And then they turn around, what's that sound? I don't know. Boom, just blown over. And it was just like, okay.
Well, they're not going to be able to go back home.
No.
Like,
you might as well keep walking.
Yeah, you just might as well pull a fin and just
Exactly.
keep going.
It's like there's no coming back from that one. Your post was abandoned. You lost the top secret weapon. Yeah. Well, and it made me kind of think of Katie, I don't know if you've been following the Han Solo news, but the Tag and Bink things. Apparently they're supposed to. I don't know anything about Tag and Bink, but they're supposed to be like the comedic Imperials or whatever. And I was like, is that Tag and Bink? Obviously, probably not. But it just made me think of that. Just the bumbling stormtroopers is what it felt like.
Wow.
I loved it.
It was definitely wow.
Oh yeah. super special. And then on top of, I guess we'll continue with bumbling. Ezra and his prowess and balance and everything, falling over everything. I don't feel like I've ever seen him that clumsy.
They're like, it was the first that like I don't because it's a kids show as we said. If it was live action, I maybe would think, okay, this is like Jar Jar territory now. You're in a bit too silly.
No.
And like, but because it's a kids show, I kind of give them the benefit, and like I let it slide, and gives me a little bit of a chuckle. Like in the first episode when he was just, everyone else was really cool with the jetpacks, and he's just spinning out of control, going, I don't know how to work this thing. And it's like this, like hitting everything is like, it's I feel like Ezra's always had like a kind of like a goofy little side to his personality, so that's also like it also makes me think, okay, it's just building more on his personality. But I'd like to see him rein it in just a little bit now, just to
get it together, brother. Definitely, because like in I kind of chalked it up to him getting distracted by the Loth Wolf, and he just wasn't on his game. But at the same time, it felt like, oh, there's another crate. Oh, he fell over again. There's another crate. And it was just kind of like, how many are you going to fall over? Like, it's like now we're just like trying to find crates to fall over at this point. But I mean, I still love the opening sequence of it and everything. Because I mean, obviously, I mean, I guess you could just go with the title of it. I mean, you kind of knew that they weren't going to be successful in just getting it out and getting out. Getting the little what was it? It wasn't the nav computer. It was it's like the flight box or something.
Right. Something like that.
Kind of like its black box of
information
the readouts.
Stuff.
Yeah. But I was happy though that Sabine finally got the idea. It's like, oh well, let's just drive it out.
Just hijack it.
Let's just take it. I'm in here anyways, so why not? Just crank the thing up and take off.
Yeah.
I love Sabine this season. I'm loving Sabine this season. Like, just from her, like, the selfless kind of act of, I know she never wanted to lead. She never really wanted to leave Mandalore, but, like, the selfless act of, like, okay, I'm going to hand it over to Bo-Katan, and that was a really cool kind of side to see to her, how she turned her own weapon against, like, the evil Mandalorians, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then, the idea to hijack the TIE Defender was just really, like, awesome.
It's a Sabine move.
Yeah,
it's a Sabine move, and I love that in this season it seems that all of the characters are really like coming to life. They're just lighting up and just kind of really showing out in what they do. Because I mean, there's been seasons where Sabine was all right. There wasn't much from her, or last season where Hera was distant and cold and didn't seem like she had much character to her. I mean, you have those, but in this one, it's like everybody is in their element. They know what they're doing, and they are doing it. I haven't had any complaints with it at all. What about you, Heather?
No. Thrawn was. I loved when he was like fascinating. I don't know. It's like because he's like, well, if Ezra's meager flying skills can get us, outshine, then this is going to be a great project. And I just like Thrawn. I have a soft spot.
Just speaking of Thrawn, like one moment of the episode, which I kind of thought was just, I don't even know, like when he just held the gun up to the TIE Fighter and it was coming at him. I'm like, you're really overconfident or just stupid to like do that? But then again, I'm going with the former, because it's Thrawn, a bit overconfident. But then I was actually expecting him to shoot it down, like from that point. But it's just like how kind of like outrageously cool it was just to see him just stand there like, I'm going to try and take this down right here, right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, he's got to turn everything to a test of some type. So no, I mean that whole season, that whole sequence was just awesome. I loved it. I love the way the Defender looks. First off, I think it's really cool. But I want to get to what we obviously really, really want to talk about, and that's Loth Wolves.
They look so good. They look so good. They look beautiful. They look beautiful.
Yes. So I want to get something out of the way real quick, because I mean, it. I feel like it's obvious, but it keeps coming back on our Instagram. Ahsoka is not the wolf, guys. She is not the wolf. She is not controlling the wolf. She is not inside the wolf. She is not the wolf. Ahsoka is somewhere else. She lives somewhere else.
She does live. She does live. I believe firmly that she lives.
Yes.
But I kind of wanted to say, like, because when I was watching it with my friends, like we were all discussing, which we'll obviously get to, which is like that ending kind of scene, that mysterious kind of ending, and it just made me think. I know Ahsoka's not the wolf, and blah blah blah, but does she have anything to do with these wolves? It's like that's I don't kind of want to go on.
I don't feel like it would be an impossibility because she is imbued with the power of the daughter and everything from the Mortis Heart. So I don't think it's an impossibility. But so I'll go ahead and share my theory because I had chills all over. I was like losing my mind. My wife was laughing at me because I was just like, I was so excited about it because so my big thing was, okay, so the Loth Wolf comes up and sleep. I thought that was really cool for one. Cool. And then all of a sudden Sabine remembers nothing. Apparently nobody has seen these wolves yet but Ezra. And so it's just kind of like, okay, well, cool. But on top of that, so he asked, well, why did you help us? Why are you here? And the Loth Wolf answers, Doom. So going for two sides of the camp. So I don't think that it's Doom, Doom, because I feel like that would be a very grim answer to answer. Why did you help me? Doom. It's just like, oh, okay, thanks. I don't want to see you again. But I think it's Caleb Doom, which is, for those who don't know, Kanan's real name.
Right.
I want the wolf to be Depa Billaba, his master. I think that would be absolutely awesome. I haven't seen anybody say that yet, so I'm hoping that maybe I'm the first. Maybe I had an original thought. I don't know. But I mean, I think it would be so cool because, like, I mean, we only have a handful of people who actually know Kanan's real name, whether by accident or on purpose. Maul was one of them. Hera's one. Other than that, I think Ahsoka probably knows his name because they knew each other in the temple. Other than that, there shouldn't be anybody else. And so, I mean, I guess it doesn't eliminate Ahsoka, whatever. But but I honestly think it would be really cool because, I mean, Depa Billaba was killed during Order 66. And so Filoni had released an image, which I believe we have up in this video, right before the episode, where it said it was the whole thing about the Force binds us together and all that whole quote right before the episode release. And it's Ezra and the wolf underneath it. And so I'm not saying the wolf actually is his master, but at the same time, being Force sensitive, obviously, what if there was that connection? What if somehow Depa Billaba was able to make that connection and these wolves who have not been seen for hundreds of years all of a sudden come out of hiding?
That would be cool.
There's some kind of awakening in the Force.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think that would be awesome. I want to see more of these things. Because like I said at the first of this episode, weird Star Wars is great Star Wars to me. I love when it gets weird. Because that's when you really dive into the mythology and everything of it. Into the Force and all that. And I mean, it's awesome. What did you guys think?
I agree. And, you know, I think that the White Wolf is a Force White Wolf.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with the whole connection with the white Loth cat and everything.
Yeah,
I thought that was cute. Like, how they the ears. I love how that was what made Ezra at ease all of a sudden. It's like, we can do a trick. Trust me, I could swallow you in one bite. What did you think, Katie?
I just want to start off by just saying the scene of, like, after the wolf put Sabine to sleep, and then they were riding off on its back, like, and I just want that whole little, like, cause it was so, I wanted it to be longer, just them on the back of the wolf, because the music behind it, it was probably one of the most prettiest scenes I think I've ever seen in Rebels, and I loved that so much. I just want more of the wolves as well, because they just look really cool and really beautiful. But the kind of like your theory that you went to, like, I wish I had that now. That sounds so much better. But I didn't have really a theory because, see, I think that I want to say I thought now because I want to go with yours. But, wolf did mean doom, DOOM.
Ah, okay.
Because I thought could it imply many number of things, which is it Lothal's doomed? I don't, or the ghost crew is doomed, or
So kind of a warning more so.
More morbid is Ezra in particular doomed, like because we've seen him struggle with the dark side, and is that kind of what the wolf was implying? That I now that I think, hey, why did you help us? It just says doom. Kind of doesn't make sense in my head.
Well, no. I mean, like, and not discounting what you think, because I mean, I like that. And we're all about theories here. We love theories, and there's not really ever a right theory until it becomes right. I mean, I guess. But I mean, like, I actually like that because that's something that we've kind of talked about a lot. Is Ezra's beginning or his ending rather, where he's headed and what's going to happen with him, because I mean he's dabbled with the dark side, and from what we know, if you dabble with the dark side, you don't come back from that, unless you're Luke Skywalker. But I also just feel, but I don't really want to go with the latter, which is, I think in particular is Ezra doomed. I personally think it's Lothal's doomed. I don't know if they're going to have to, if that's how the season's going to end, they're just going to have to start off somewhere else, like maybe just stay on Yavin 4 or whatnot. But just gone out of my head now. I was about to say something. Oh, you're good.
But no, that was it. It's like I don't, because to me, like I know the main characters, is the Ghost Crew, but I feel like Ezra is like almost like the poster boy, kind of like he's been always like the forefront character of the show. It's kind of been about his story.
Well, it is his story, yeah.
And so I don't think the show would go that far to say, is he doomed as in death, or just falling to the dark side, because it's a kids show, and I don't think they would personally go that far. But,
okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, we never know, because I mean, Filoni surprises us all the time. So yeah, so cool. So I mean, and I mean, again, more wolves. I need more wolves for sure. I think it's gonna be awesome. But did you guys have any last thoughts or anything like that before we head on?
I will just say the scene where Sabine and Ezra are in the TIE Defender, and there's the chase scene pretty much in that episode I thought was fantastic. It's got to be
absolutely.
Probably one of my favorite scenes of the season, probably close behind I think it was the first episode or the second episode, correct me if I'm wrong, where Kanan is like directing the ghost through the fog, which I thought like for Hera, which I thought was really, really good. That was probably up till now one of my favorite scenes of the season so far. But the animation was beautiful all throughout. The cinematography was brilliant all throughout, and it gave me personally, like I was watching, like no disrespect to animation, like because this proves the fact that like the scenes in animation can be just as good as scenes from like the saga movies or anything like that, like live action stuff. And this scene in particular, it just made me think of the speeder bike chase on Endor.
Okay, yeah.
Because like, they're getting chased and they're going, like zooming in and out, pretty fast, and there's all, and there's the constant kind of like almost like bickering, maybe like banter kind of between Sabine and Ezra, which kind of reminded me a little bit of Luke and Leia.
Oh yeah. And
I thought it was a great scene. That was a great scene. I loved it.
No, definitely. I love the back and forth between them now, because I feel like this season we're seeing every character light up in their way. They've all found their place. They fit into their piece and everything. And in their back and forth, I love that it's finally back, like it was in season 1, where they rib each other, all that kind of stuff. And now we got it again. Brother and sister are back together. Not so brother, not so sister. But anyways, don't want to crush any ships or anything. So cool. All right, guys, so that is our episode 4, Kessel Run Weekly. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. And thank you, Katie, for joining us. We really appreciate you coming on today.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. And so do you want to tell them where they can find you?
If you want to talk Star Wars nonsense with me, because I talk all sorts of Star Wars nonsense. You could follow me on Twitter at KT with 3Es120. It is 3Es, like people get confused on that. I don't know why it's 3Es, but there you go. If you also want to check out my Twitch, my streams, we go to Twitch, and my name on Twitch is the same as my Twitter handle, so KT with 3Es120. And then also I do have a podcast as well, which is
cool.
That's all right to shout out. We are called the Entertain Nerds, and
awesome.
Basically it's just talking about all forms of entertainment. And it's kind of like, we have a structure of like what we've been up to in the week, and then we'll move on to maybe some TV film news, and then we do like what we've been watching, what we've been playing, and we do go into a bit of sport because we're all fans of like football over here.
Okay.
So we have a brief section of sport, but it's basically just good talk basically about like what we've kind of been up to entertainment wise in the
Awesome.
week.
Cool.
But thank you and the shout outs to you guys for bringing me on, and the show's really good. I love your show, so thank you very much for bringing me on.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We love having you on. You're great. And guys, you can follow us at Kessel Run Weekly on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can find us on our website, kesselrunweekly.com as well. And we should have episodes out every single week. So follow us one of those places. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can like this video as well if you're watching. That helps us, obviously. And so cool, guys. And so until next time, my name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
I'm Katie, and may the force be with you.